to our watch list for the day and see what we can do there. Over the weekend, I was looking at the decline in the stock market and saying, is there anything odd that stands out, right? Remember, ask yourself that. That's the drinking word of the day. What is odd about the stocks in general when the markets fell? I'm going to share something with you here because this is really cool to see. Here is every single stock in the S&P 500 sorted by the 2-day decline that they had. So if I go all the way to the top, all 500 of them, what happened during that 2-day decline, meaning Thursday and Friday? What happened was some stocks did well, some stocks did very poorly. And what's the correlation there? How can we tell? Well, let's look at the downside first. So we go all the way to the bottom here. Here is the very, very bottom. NVIDIA was the worst performer, had the biggest loss. It was up on the year. This column here is year-to-date performance. Biomed, Qorvo, Zebra, all these guys had the worst performance, but they were all up nicely for the year. In fact, as you look at this list, you go, well, that's odd. Look, all these stocks are positive. The only stocks that are negative is DXC and Keys. There's a couple others that I highlighted. FleetCor in the mix there, and NRG. Maybe a couple more. Fleur, Waters Corp, and that's it. So these stocks were down on the year already, and they were also punished in terms of being lower over that 2-day decline. So what that tells you is people believe, whether you don't even have to look at these stocks individually, figure out what they do and all that. You already know that investors think that these are the weakest of the group because every other stock that fell, look, all of them that fell were positive year to date. That's just profit taking. There's nothing odd about that. But the stocks that were already down and fell, okay, that's odd. So if you're looking at these stocks and you own them, you go, all right, I might have some weak stocks here. Let me do a little further research and see if these are ones that I want to keep. Now, if you go to the upside, let's look at this. All the stocks that were up, and you know this, you saw it. I mean, Carnival Cruise, Royal Caribbean, all these, it was kind of weird how these stocks were up, right? The biggest decliners for the year were the biggest gainers. So what could be odd about that? Nothing. That's just money moving into value, people saying, all right, I'll take some profits from one area, I'll shift my profits over to take a shot on something that may do well, maybe not, but it's the house's money, so I don't really have to worry about it. So what stands out here is, what's odd? Stocks that were up year to date, but still did good, right, over that 2-day decline, meaning they didn't sell off. They actually gained while the markets fell. So you got Constellation Brands, consumer staples type stock, beer, wine, things like that. Archer Daniels in the mix as well. That's odd. Seems a little bit weird there that those stocks would be higher. They were already higher and they gained. Notice how every stock here is down year to date that did well except for a few of them. I'll go through and look at a few more. You got Eli Lilly, Cabot Oil, Brown. They're all higher year to date and they were higher during the decline. So that's telling you that people are looking at these stocks like this financial company here and they're saying those aren't so bad. They're already up and I don't want to take profits there. I want to move money to those stocks. That's what investors are doing. I'm not telling you to do that, right? So that's got to stand out as odd. Why was every other stock that was down year to date up last week, but only a few of them were up year to date and up during the decline? So that's got to stand out as something that's really, really odd there. So I put in those names. You could see them on the watch list off to the right-hand side of your screen there to take a look at some of them that were up while the market up year to date and the market's up over the last 2 days. And then those here down at the bottom that were up year to date but were down over the last 2 days. Those have to stick out as odd to you, and that's the name of today's closing beat. The theme overall, what is odd? That is how you pick through that. And very likely I'll post all of this on the research site. It's kind of a lot. I got to do like 1 million screenshots, but it gives you an idea of how do I analyze this? How do I take a look and see what's going on there to find odd type positions that I may be interested in or interested in running away from?